Hi, Jim Laird from Jim Laird Strength and Conditioning. First of all, I'd like to thank you for all the feedback we've gotten since we started our blog. We've received a lot of great question and answer stuff and different comments. We really appreciate that. So I'll be getting to most of those as time goes on. We got a really good question today that I'm going to be covering from Andy. And Andy basically asked there's two parts to his question. One is, what is the most challenging, most difficult things I deal with as a coach? And then he wants to become a strength and conditioning coach or a trainer or whatever you want to call it. And he's asking how should he go about that as far as coursework and all that kind of stuff. First off, I'll start off with the most challenging things I deal with. The number one challenge that I have is convincing people that come in here that lifestyle matters. Okay, we get people that come in here that are already training multiple times a day, they're working out really hard, and they're not taking care of the sleep, the eating, the relaxation, and the nutrition. They're not putting as much effort into that, so they're not seeing the results from their training. That is key, no matter whether your goal is performance or health, like nutrition, sleep, some sort of relaxation or meditation practice, and nutrition. That needs to be the foundation, and then good movement on top of that, and then training on top of that. Most people kind of have it flipped around. They get the training, and then everything else is kind of hosh-posh. Performance or health, that bottom base of the pyramid has to be your foundation. That's it. I mean, everyone that comes in here, we keep repeating that over and over and over again. And some get it, some don't. But we just keep repeating that over and over because that's really the key to long-term success. The second challenge I have is convincing clients and educating clients on the fact that training is a process and you kind of have to pay the price to play, so you have to speak. Not every workout is going to be an ass kicker. You have to do workouts to get you ready to train hard. You have to prepare for hard training, and hard training should only be like really hard training should only be like 20% of your program. The rest of it should be moderate to medium intensity, and then there's going to be some low threshold stuff you have to work on to stay healthy. Most people want to get their ass handed to them every time they come into the gym, and getting people to buy into the fact that not every time is going to be super difficult. There's going to be times where we're just going through the motions. There's going to be good days and bad days. That's another thing that's really difficult to basically educate people on. The next thing is the business side of things for myself. As a small business owner, in the last 2 years, I've added staff. More support staff, so I've been able to do more things. But for the first 3 years the gym was open, I did everything: the cleaning, the books, teaching all the classes, you name it. And that puts a lot of stress on you, but people don't realize the amount that goes into making sure the place is clean, the bills, stuff with the city. I mean, there's always something, fire alarm goes off at 3 o'clock in the morning and you got to show up and let the fire department in so they don't break your door down. Stuff like that is just stuff you don't plan for. So when you run your own facility or you run your own business, there's all sorts of stuff on the back end that people just don't understand until you've done it yourself. The last challenge would be self-care. When you're dealing with people all the time, people want to come in, they want someone who's positive, they want someone who's engaged. If you want to have a successful business, you have to care about people, and that takes a lot of energy out of you. And I'm very blessed to have some amazing staff that I'm actually able to take some mornings off now, whereas I was up every morning at like 6 o'clock, working all day. Now I've got some mornings to myself where I can go recharge. If I don't do my meditation, if I don't get my rest, it dramatically affects my ability to coach. And then you start dipping into caffeine and all that kind of stuff to keep yourself up so that you can stay energized. But now I'm able to rest a lot. So self-care is a big challenge for me. So those are the 4 big things that I see that are a big challenge for me as a coach. As far as getting into being a strength and conditioning coach, my background's in elementary ed and psychology. I learned hands-on. I've always trained, when I was a wrestler and football player. And then I had 2 amazing mentors, Dave Williams at Liberty University and Brad Arnett, who now has his own facility in Wisconsin. Both amazing coaches who I learned hands-on from. And then, after I got with them, I've learned from Mike Robertson, Eric Cressy, all sorts of different people that I have, Bill Hartman, that I have continually educated and learning and my understanding of movement and how people get movement and where they should get movement from and where they shouldn't get movement from. And then guys like Rob Wolf, Chris Kresser, Kiefer, you know, all these different people that I've learned the nutritional lifestyle stuff from, Dr. Terry Walls. So, you know, honestly, the most important thing that the skills that I acquired is my ability to deal with people. If you can't deal with people, you're not going to last very long in this injury. So you have to be able to read people, you have to be able to deal with difficult people, easy people. I mean, you have to constantly be able to see and read people. So I would say the most valuable experience I acquired, you know, other than actually training, was working at a 5-star hotel in Aspen for 6 years. That really helped me learn how to deal with, you know, because you're dealing with 300 to 400 people a day. You're having to greet them all. You have to remember names. Also, my time student teaching at elementary school. So you don't necessarily have to work as a coach to get better at coaching. You know, if you're in college, work at a restaurant. You know, you do tables. Like Lucy, when she first started, her people skills were subpar. I made her work at a restaurant, drastically improved her people skills. Now her people skills are probably even better than mine at this point. So you don't necessarily have to, honestly, in college, you know, business stuff would be great if you want to take anatomy, physiology, all that stuff. But I'll be completely honest, with all the information on the internet and some of the amazing people that are online now and internships, you can learn everything or more than you can at school, in my opinion, from what I've seen from the people coming in here with exercise science degrees. You can learn more on the internet from good people like, you know, Mike Robertson and Greg Cook and Bill Hartman and, you know, the PRI stuff. I mean, there's so much information out there. You know, go mentor with somebody, a good quality strength coach. They're all over the place. Find somebody, learn under them, then kind of figure out your own training philosophy, go from there. But the people skill stuff, you know, work at restaurants, work at a hotel. You know, just because you're not working as a strength coach doesn't mean you're not building that skill set for what you're doing, you know, what you're going to be doing later on in life. And then, you know, don't try and start your own facility if you don't have to train anybody. Go work at a gym as an independent contractor, go mentor for somebody, get a skill set, build a clientele base, and then if you decide to take the leap to open your own facility, which is I could do a whole blog post on, you know, working as an independent contractor or working someone versus owning your own business. That gets into a whole new can of worms, if you may say. So there you go. There's your big challenges, and then, you know, what you should do to become a strength coach. Find a mentor. That's probably the big one. And then just educate yourself with as much information as you can from really good people that actually work. Make sure these people actually work with people. That's why I like Cressy and Robertson. You know, Dean Somerset works daily with people. Guys like that are constantly working with people. Those are the kind of people you want to be getting your information from, because just because somebody can write about it and doesn't mean they're actually applying it to everyday people. So there you go. Have a great day.